You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Bremen Motor Cars in West Palm and Jupiter. A world-class experience. Visit BremenBMW.com. And by Wellington Anti-Aging. Low T? Go to WellingtonAntiAging.com. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? Welcome to The Other Show. Got it on YouTube, got it on podcast. Easy, man, for you to find Kevin's Other Show. I'm Kevin. Yeah, that Kevin from KVJ here with Ricky Bobby.
The same one.
Kevin.
That's Kevin. And Dean are in here with us today, y'all. Yeah.
Good to be here.
Yeah. It's good, man. It's good to be able to talk sports. Isn't it great?
It is. It's fun.
Gosh.
You got a Cane shirt on today. I like it.
I do, yeah. Yep. I don't have a Canes hat to go with it, so I got to go Marlins hat. So I'm kind of like all over the place.
Are you okay today? Like really fired up today.
Yeah, you know, I'm ready to go,
Having
man.
one of those days?
Just do
He's
it.
full of life. He's
I
ready.
am. It's ready to go, man. Here we
I don't know
go.
why I'm dogging on you. Just like you're like, yeah,
Why
let's
are
do
you
this.
so negative?
How dare you
Tuesday.
bring energy?
Yeah, I apologize.
Gosh, yes. He wants Doug Plagans. That's what he wants.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hockey, we're gonna say it.
That's right.
Panthers goal.
Get to
You
talk
are
football, man.
terrible.
Get to talk football.
Yep.
NFL stuff. Stuff that's going on right now. What do you think is the most interesting story happening in the NFL? What intrigues you the most, Ricky Bobby?
I mean, I would have to say this OBJ thing, this Odell Beckham Jr. situation that's going on, where they're saying that they want to trade him, and that the co-owner said he's never even seen the video, so he's not worried about it.
They are talking about the
Which seems
hotel
really weird.
video, right?
Yeah,
Where
the
he's in the bed
hotel
with the
video.
pizza?
Like, if you haven't seen like the video, how can you know whether you should be worried about it or not?
It's a really strange thing to say.
You know what I mean?
Who
Yeah.
hasn't seen that video, though? I mean,
That's
how
what I'm saying.
are you plugged into the Giants and you haven't seen the video? And if you don't know what we're talking about, it's the one where he's in bed. It looks like he's holding a blunt. There's probably cocaine going on. Who knows who the woman is? But they do have pizza, which is good nourishment.
Yes,
That's
true.
correct.
You can't.
You got to have the pizza in there.
Yeah.
And what is he saying that he hasn't had time to? It's a 7-second video. What do you mean you haven't had time to watch it? All someone
You're
has to
not
go up
that
to you
busy.
is with your phone
You're not
and be
that
like,
busy.
7 seconds here,
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, he goes,
Yeah.
I guess I don't have the 7 seconds to be able to watch it. You know how long the video is.
Well, if this is your life and your existence, he's kind of an important piece of your football team. You probably want to know a little bit about him.
He's like one of the only pieces left.
Yeah. So is this a story or is this a non-story? Does this mean that you're going to see OBJ gone, or does it mean absolutely we're just looking for something to talk about that has to do with the NFL because there's nothing else that we really feel charged up about talking about?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, well, right now, I mean, you have Ndamukong Suh going to the Rams. You've got the. You can talk about the Dolphins if you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that, but
You
something
can?
else that came up actually, and maybe we'll get to it after this, but this new mock draft came out from CBS Sports. It just threw me for a loop today.
You don't know. I mean, it's very unpredictable as to like what's going to be going on.
Super unpredictable.
Yeah, I mean, people are trying to figure out, but we don't know. And you're trying to. What you're doing is everybody's grasping at straws to try to figure out. Okay, is this a story? Is this not a story?
Yeah.
OBJ, is it a story? Is it non-story?
Half a story?
I think
Can
it's
we do
a,
that.
I think it's a
We're
non-story.
teetering on story.
Yeah?
You know, the one thing that they're just trying to say, the Giants had a horrendous season. When you get 3 wins, they're just trying to make the point saying, look, OBJ, nobody is safe, and we could get rid of anybody.
Yeah.
Because everybody is getting called out on this.
Essentially.
Yeah. So is there anything to be worried about? Is this OBJ video, is this kind of stuff you cut somebody for? Here's Tish commenting.
Yeah, it's sort of background noise. You know, it's something I'm not paying much attention to. I didn't look at it. Maybe I didn't have those 7 seconds in my life to pay attention to it.
7
But
seconds.
I'm not concerned about that.
You've never even seen it. You know how long the video is.
There it is. 7 seconds.
How do you
Thank
comment on the length of the video and then say you've never seen it? I think he's a liar.
Yes.
But everything that, you know, honestly, a player can do today, you know, come on.
I mean, true, but I think Tish is a 100% liar, because why would he comment on how long the video was? I think that he's saving his ass. If at any point in time that this video comes out, it turns out that it was coke and he was holding a blunt and that was all proven, and he says no, it wasn't, he's the one that looks like the bad guy. So he's like, I haven't seen the 7-second video with OBJ and the coke and the blunt.
So what is the deal with drug testing in the NFL?
It's always been whacked out, but
Okay, so like you see something like this.
well, cocaine gets through your system pretty quickly.
It's a 24 to 48 hour kind of thing?
Something like that,
And
yeah.
it's basically the weed, the giggle weed is like 6 weeks, right? That's the one that
That's
really
the one that takes
stays
you.
with you.
But someone who's super active like him, someone
Yeah.
who drinks as much water as him, and probably he has people that can be able to give him something to be able to drain to him a little bit quicker. There's possible ways of you can detox and get it through your system quicker.
And plus, these guys know when the drug tests are coming. That's the thing
True.
that's so mystifying when these guys get like someone like Josh Gordon.
So
gets
they
caught
don't ever
with weed.
spring a drug
No.
test on you in the NFL.
Nope.
They
It's
know ahead of time.
always, hey, just to
All
let you
programmed.
know,
This is how
in
Josh-
6 weeks you're going to have a drug test.
Yes, this is why Josh Gordon is that big of a dummy. That he's failed so many times when he knew. Because he's so
Incredible.
stoned. He's just like, oh, no, not today. Damn it.
I forgot.
I forgot.
But here's why I think it's half a story. Not so much because of the pizza and the drugs and
Yeah.
the prostitute with the weird face, by the way.
Whoa, prostitute. How do you know she was a prostitute?
I'm assuming the alleged prostitute. Maybe it's a friend.
Wow,
Maybe they're just
reckless
having a pizza party.
speculation.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Don't try to make me feel bad here.
No, you should.
I think the other part of the story here that is interesting is that they might trade him, right? Or I mean, is this an idle threat, or are we actually going to see a superstar be traded from his team?
I think right now everything is speculation. You don't know. I mean, it's
Yeah.
already been so crazy. I mean, just you're seeing people getting traded you wouldn't think are going to get traded. And I mean, it really is right now. I mean, unless I think everybody's up in the air. You don't know what's going on.
Which is very true. And this is the thing, is that it could have been an idle threat that was sent through the company because, a lot of times when rumors come out about teams, most of the time the teams actually start those rumors
Yeah.
just to be able to get the wheel going on the news. But, I mean, it could be putting something in his head. But if he does move, it's a huge story.
Did you see the headline that the Browns are shopping the number 1 pick? They're saying, hey, it's open. Who wants it?
What are they doing? What is happening?
Which doesn't make any sense at all. And so
don't
you're
know.
like, you're right. There's so much purposeful misinformation that,
Yes.
no one can sit there and you can't flip out and you really can't sink your teeth into any headline you're going to see over the next 5 weeks because there's a good chance it's just planted misinformation to make everyone confused so that no one has any idea what somebody's going to do on draft day.
That makes the NFL the best soap opera on television.
And it is. That's all it is. And what we do, we are pawns, man. We are the
we
little
are just
bitches of the NFL.
This
'cause
is
we're
exactly
just-
what's happening.
We're just sitting there teetering on every headline that we see, but we'll just tell you that anything we see over the next 5 weeks is going to be crap.
Yep.
No, that's
I'll
fair.
tell you now.
It's a good possibility that it could be. Every once in a while, it actually pans out to being something, but very, very few amount of times does it.
You were talking a little bit about what I think is a crap headline, and that is the Dolphins trading up to make sure they get a quarterback. I think it's crap. They've got nothing to work with. It's not going to happen.
I don't
It'd
know
be
where this came
disastrous
from.
for everything else they're going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to worry about a defensive line. I mean, you lose Sue, you're not just be like, we'll patch you in, especially when you got a bunch of nobodies you're trying to fill in with there. So they can't blow that because they got some defensive line help. Yeah, they need a quarterback too, but you're not going to throw away the entire franchise just for that one pick.
Well, this is something that we've talked about even last week, and we joked around about it. We said, well, what if the Dolphins trade up in the draft? And then we laugh and we say, oh, well, they
Yeah.
have no assets. And now this comes out of nowhere with CBS Sports today saying that the Dolphins are projected to trade with the Browns for the fourth pick.
That's crap.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
No,
I think
not
that's
at all.
crap. I think that's crap. The one thing I like is something we lightly threw out, but Ricky Bobby brought back up to me again. Dolphins, realistically, I mean, what are they going to get at number 11? And I don't know. I mean, you still have a chance that you might have a quality quarterback.
There's a possibility.
Yeah,
a
I
lot
feel-
of teams vying for a
Yeah.
quarterback at the beginning of the draft, though.
There are, but I some of the mock drafts I have seen, I feel better about maybe seeing a Baker Mayfield, maybe, Josh Rosen might be sitting there, that if the Dolphins wanted to, they want to grab him. And do you grab him, or do you get that defensive line help you want with the number 11 pick and you wait to the second round? The more you talk about Mason Rudolph from Oklahoma State, the more I like this idea better, going with the defensive lineman in the first round with the number 11 pick, shoring that up, and just trying to position yourself to make sure you get Mason Rudolph. Dude, 6'5".
Yeah.
230 pounds, 4,900 yards he threw for, 37 touchdowns last season alone with only 9 picks, 37 touchdown to 9 interception ratio. And now, granted, okay,
good.
he's playing to the Big 12.
He is
and
true.
it's, it's
Sort of a depleted. Yeah.
And
I get that, but still, you've got to hit windows.
Seventh in the Heisman voting.
Yeah.
He was up there.
He was overlooked, and he had a really good receiver that I think made him look good as well.
Yeah, I mean, he played it. It wasn't like a pro-style offense. He played in a gimmicky offense, which everybody does in college for the most part, because college is basically all gimmicky offenses. But he's a pro-style
Especially in
quarterback.
that league.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's a pro-style quarterback. He sits in the pocket, an old-school type pro-style quarterback, not the running quarterback that it is today. He's strong. He can take a hit.
Yeah.
And especially behind an offensive line that has lost quite a few players. With the Dolphins, it might be a really good pick to put him out there. Now, just to be able to use him, I don't think he's going to start whatsoever, but you can sit him on the bench, teach him the system, and let him be ready for when Adam Gase gets fired.
You've got 2 backup quarterbacks that are vying for the #1 spot, and you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Once Adam Gase gets fired, then
Oh, that day is coming. I can't believe.
I have a feeling it's coming too.
I hate myself right now.
You made a really good point that this could be if this whole thing possibly comes true, that the Dolphins wind up trading up to the 4th pick. It could be just a move for Adam Gase to not look like a complete dummy this whole entire time.
Yeah, and Tannenbaum, I think that's what it is these guys realizing that we're gambling with somebody else's picks, because if we don't make it this year, we're gone anyway. So what do we care if we blow away somebody else's picks? But I don't know what else they're going to get unless they throw away a first-round draft pick for, 2019? I mean,
It just makes no sense.
No,
I don't
it
know.
doesn't.
I don't know how they're going to do it. And I hate myself because I actually agree with Ricky today. And I want to just punch myself in the face right now, because
I'm
it's
the
not
one
a bad
doing
point.
crack.
It's not a bad point about Mason Rudolph, where dude's good. Now, you'll have other people say, like you said, it's the Big 12, it's the system. Brandon Weeden had success at that school as well, in the same system, in the same coach.
Yeah.
So you're going to have that argument, but I think
Brandon
Mason
Weeden
Rudolph
wasn't 6'5", 230.
Yeah, there's a difference
Yeah,
here.
right.
He has looked like the real deal for the past few years.
So I guess we'll have to see. But again, like we said,
If it comes to that.
Yeah.
I still
I
want Baker
want to be
Mayfield.
right so bad.
But if it comes to that.
Yeah.
Want to talk a little bit about are the Rams the best team you think right now making acquisitions? We're high on the Browns, but are the Rams basically the team? Are they saying next year is going to be our year? We'll talk a little bit about that. And what does John Gruden have to say about Colin Kaepernick? We'll get to that coming up next.
Be part of the show on Twitter at 640 The Hurricane, hashtag Kevin's Other Show.
Now, we're not talking about speculation. We're talking about actual fact of what you've seen teams actually do and not what they're rumored to do.
Yeah.
Who has made themselves a lot more scary in the offseason than any other team? Got to say the Rams are probably number 1 in that field, right?
I mean, the Rams were a force to be reckoned with this year, and then you
Right.
add in, the couple of players that they have added in so far, and especially now with signing Ndamukong Suh, it's just like you're looking at them as that's real deal all of a sudden. And the coach is phenomenal, young, smart, innovative.
So do you think they'll actually be able to fill that soccer stadium next year?
I hope so, for their sake. What is happening there?
So now that is a very good segue into the understanding of why
What are you
they
doing
would
here?
want to get OBJ. Because now you have not only you have something that you have to do because you have to make that team better, but you also have to put butts in seats. Who is going to put butts in seats?
Yeah, he would be one of those guys.
He's a huge draw.
And the Rams are one of
in
those
LA.
teams that they're talking about that maybe that could be a landing spot for him.
This is their last year in that rinky-dink soccer stadium. What seats 27,000 that they couldn't even fill starting off last year?
Yeah.
It's like playing in Lockhart.
Yeah, it is. It is Lockhart Stadium. But, I mean, you're in L.A., the second biggest city in America, and you couldn't – they weren't filling that stadium there for a while, right?
Insane. No, it's true. And they're a playoff team. I mean, they weren't expected to be a playoff team, but they were, obviously, with a great year, and Jared Goff being an aberration and just – and now they signed Sue, like you said. Why are the Rams so good all of a sudden?
Is L.A. a great football town?
No. I was going to say no. I mean,
we see Miami, and you can argue about Miami, but L.A.'s got a lot of the same stuff. In fact, probably even arguably more so than Miami.
Well,
And
they
I
had
think
the Raiders. The Raiders are that's pretty rabid fan base.
Yeah, but they have a rabid fan base, the Raiders.
Yeah.
And I think you can probably put them in Iowa, and they would have a rabid
Pretty
fan
much.
base. They just
You
it's
scared
something
the
about
crap out of Iowa. I tell you that right now.
Iowa couldn't handle it.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I feel like the brand of the Raiders, they're going to have that fan base that's going to travel. And, right now you got the Rams and the Chargers, and it just doesn't seem like they've got that same kind of do they have that rabid? I mean, the Chargers just totally disenfranchised themselves from their entire fan base by moving up the road.
yeah.
Charger fans aren't going to support it. LA people aren't going to care. The fact that the Rams are back, how long were you disconnected from them being in St. Louis? So is it the fact that LA's not a good football town, or the fact that you got two brands that nobody in LA cares about?
I think
should LA have two teams?
No.
They went from nothing to two.
To
and
two.
like, when you're not filling a soccer stadium and you got the potential that the Rams does, it kind of tells you, I don't know, man. Are we putting these guys in the right places?
No, probably not. But I mean, that's where the money is. It's where the money wants to go. I mean, the Chargers are kind of doomed regardless. So, I mean, I think it's.
Yeah, I feel bad for them.
I think the only reason why two teams went in there was just to be able to put butts in seats.
The Chargers move made no sense. You're in San Diego for 50 years.
It literally made no sense.
I mean, it was just a ridiculous move. LA, the Rams, I get. They were in LA at one point. You're coming back. There's already kind of an established fan base there of, holdovers from 30 years ago. But I think also what might have to do with it, honestly, you look at the college game, there's an established fan base there for a long time with USC, UCLA. I think some of it has to do with these teams just moving a lot. Like with the Raiders and the Rams, they weren't there that long.
Well, it's tough. I mean, the Dolphins have the same problem because you've got so many transplants. But the weird thing that's happening in LA, the people aren't moving, the teams are.
Yeah.
And so it's the same thing. When a team moves in, I mean, where's that history? Where's that heritage? Where's Grandpa who's been a Rams fan his whole life? No, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, well, another thing, too, is like the reason why a lot of people were talking about Lamar Jackson coming to the Dolphins, one of the good things about that is that it's a great hometown story. So now if you see these kids going to UCLA and USC and they wind up playing on the Chargers or the Rams, then it becomes a hometown story once again.
Right.
And it's more storyline. People are very quick to forget how much of a soap opera the NFL really is, and the storyline really matters a lot to them.
I think anything in sports does. I mean, everything's a storyline.
Yeah,
and that's what it is. And the more you care, the better the story is. And yeah, they need some stories. Right now, there's a couple prejudices that could be happening in the NFL, and I don't know how much you buy into any of them. There's a couple things to talk about today. One is Kaepernick, which has been going on for a while, but Johnny Manziel, the fact that, he had a pro day and people seem to care and are speculating about it, is brought up again, like, okay, why is no one taking Colin Kaepernick seriously? And I haven't heard the explanation for that. I mean, why is Kaepernick not being taken seriously?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put a disclaimer out there real quick. Also, we're going to go into some deep waters here, okay? Because I know.
Don't
Ricky,
say
No,
that.
I'll just let everybody know.
Listen,
because
let me
Ricky
ask
is
you
going to say some things that
Stop
might
it.
make you angry, and I have
Let me
opinions on
ask
this
you
too.
a question.
Yeah.
Can you tell me when Colin Kaepernick's pro day was?
No.
Because it didn't happen.
Right.
So for people to get outraged that people went to Johnny Manziel's pro day and not giving Kaepernick, he didn't try. He has not been out there trying to be on any team, and he even got offers last year and turned them down. So why are we even having the conversation about Colin Kaepernick anymore?
I guess that's what it is, because I don't think anyone has really stated it and said. And my question is he asking for too much money for the ability he has and being too difficult in that negotiation? Is it the fact that he was kneeling for the anthem, or are there real prejudices that are happening in the NFL as what's being accused with all these team owners?
Well, that's what people are assuming is happening, but nobody knows.
Why can't we get a fact on this?
Because of the PC crap, they're not going to be able to do that. The coaches want to be on the right side, and there's a lot of people that even went out there and said, I don't understand why this guy's not on a team. Well, then why the hell didn't you hire him?
Yeah, that's what it seems like everyone is passing the buck on the Colin Kaepernick question.
Over and over again.
I don't know, but ask him. I don't know. Hey,
Exactly.
look at that guy. Ask him. That guy knows. Ask him.
I think he should be on a team. Well, you're the owner. Well, I'm just saying. I think he should be on a team.
If somebody came out and said, hey, we're looking at Colin Kaepernick, what he can do for us on the field.
Yeah.
And how much he wants for money, what he will play that for. We don't feel, I mean, why has no one even said that? Because the fact that, to me, I haven't heard it stated.
No, because it hasn't been stated.
You keep saying it's because he kneeled, and he wasn't the only one, because he started this social movement that no one wants him. And now it did. There was baggage that came with it, and the NFL took a hit for whatever reason. I don't know. A lot of people want to pin it on the anthem controversy that he kind of kicked off. And they say nobody wants to touch it because of that. And they say, yeah, there are social issues. But you look at this Johnny Manziel, and he played this well because Johnny Manziel, already a lightning figure.
Oh, of course.
He went out and said, look, I'm tired of the Kaepernick versus myself comparisons, and I'm angry. Cap is doing amazing things right now. He's changing lives. He's donating millions of dollars. And to give Kaepernick credit, he's doing some great stuff in that he's putting his money now where his mouth is. His impact off the field from a societal standpoint is legendary and straight admirable. So people love Johnny Manziel again. That was a smart move by Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, that's people jumping on his bandwagon.
Were people looking too much into the Johnny Manziel Pro Day, though? I mean, did he not just piggyback on San Diego State? Were NFL scouts not going to be there anyway?
Yep.
And he just so happened to be there?
And it's not like, and no, it's a great point, and that's what gets me angry about this, is that it's not like they're calling Johnny Manziel and saying, hey, come to this pro day, we want to give you a shot. He and his agent are making this happen.
Yeah.
So why is Colin Kaepernick not going out there and making it happen?
He's actually putting forth the friggin' effort.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. And the Colin Kaepernick thing can be taken back to one specific incident. Exactly. It has nothing to do with Colin Kaepernick. It has to do with Ray Rice. When Ray Rice punched the crap out of his girlfriend in a hotel, and you saw it, he never came back to the NFL. Adrian Peterson beat the crap out of his kid with a stick. You saw the pictures. Where did he end up? Back in the NFL. Why? Because Ray Rice, at that time, was averaging 1.3 yards per carry, and Adrian Peterson was Adrian Peterson. If you do something stupid, you'll end up back in the league if you are good.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
So, Colin, you didn't make the cut.
Okay, so that's what you think it is. You think it's the demands don't equal the ability.
Absolutely.
Okay, and that's what it is.
And
I
it's
mean,
just-
look, Ray Rice never made it back into the NFL.
And it's the same thing that happened with Tim Tebow. And this is the other thing that bothers me, too, because you didn't see a public outcry from ESPN and anybody else saying, why isn't Tim Tebow giving it another shot? They didn't care. Nobody was saying that.
He
Tim
won a
Tebow
playoff game.
Exactly.
It was a
Tim
beautiful
Tebow
moment.
Was blackballed from the NFL because he brought too many media headaches to the teams that he was on. The last chance he got was the Jets.
And they also, the other side also yelled at him for kneeling and praying because it offended people. Wait a second. Hang on a second. So we can have that conversation, but we can't have this conversation?
It's a double standard.
Why does it become a political? Why does it have to do with identity politics? It has nothing to do with it.
Nobody wants to look at the actual issue, which is
He can't play.
he wasn't good enough for the headache that he's going to cause a team to sign him. Why are you going to sign a backup quarterback?
Though? I mean, why is that not being stated? Why didn't
I don't
somebody
know.
just come out and say it? Say, hey, here's the deal. It's a business. It's not worth the baggage. It's not worth the cost.
This is the world we live in.
Everybody
Yeah.
wants to look at race and politics and religion and just say, that's the reason you're being mean to him because you don't agree with him. No, it's because he's going to bring us a huge headache and we don't want to deal with it because he's not good enough to deal with it.
City of assumption.
Stephen A. Smith brought up something interesting about the Michael Bennett issue that is happening, where he apparently trucked a paraplegic as he was trying to bustle onto the field.
Got to be aware of your surroundings.
And he's saying,
Oh,
look,
why I'm laughing.
this is a smoke screen that is going on here about Michael Bennett.
Now tell me, what possible chance does he have to look good or to come across as innocent in all of this? You got video, that's an entirely different ball game. You're just going to paint a picture as this humongous black man on a football field for the Super Bowl 14 months ago.
So angry.
And you're going to bring into the equation a 66-year-old paraplegic. So automatically, in a court of public opinion, that police chief just convicted this man.
So that's, in a sense, what he's saying, throwing up a smoke screen here. Clay Travis, who obviously handles mornings here on 640 The Hurricane, he tweeted out and blasting Stephen A. Smith, said, fascinating how ESPN has the time to defend Michael Bennett's felony charge for victimizing a 66-year-old black female paraplegic, but
Black
still
female.
hasn't
Wait a
covered
second.
his lies being exposed by the Las Vegas police.
Oh, wait a second.
Whoops.
Wait a second. So now we know there was a black female. And why was there that curious pause behind 258-pound black man?
Was it dramatic effect? I don't know what he was
This is
doing there.
exactly the reason why people don't watch ESPN, is because you are turning it into a identity politics issue when it has nothing to do with it. You don't know the facts.
And we're
just
sure
as much
it has nothing to do with it. You're not buying smoke screen like Stephen A. Smith
No,
is saying. That's what
absolutely
he's
not,
alluding to.
because
Yeah.
I don't make assumptions. And if he's
Yeah.
supposed to be a friggin' journalist, he's not supposed to be making assumptions
He's
either.
not a journalist
Whatever
anymore.
happened to two sources, you jackass?
He's not a journalist anymore. He plays a cartoon character on TV is what he does. And he's just a caricature. And that's why he says the things that he says.
Gosh, it's great drama, though, isn't it?
It is.
Gosh,
I
I
am
love it. We
fired
need
up.
it. We
You are
need
fired.
it.
Your face is red.
We need it.
Sorry,
Hey,
guys.
big one tonight at AAA. The Heat taking on the Cavs. Not just all about that. LeBron's back, baby. But who has the odds-on favored to win this game? I think it's in the numbers. I'll tell you about next.
Can't wait to break down last night's game? Yeah, not. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
feeling of a big one tonight.
Does.
AAA, man.
Playoff feel.
Big one. Playoff feel. Possible precursor to what will happen in the first round.
Don't feed into this.
Yeah.
Possible.
Give it to me.
Precursor. But we dealt with this yesterday, saying this is not who you do want to see in the first round. You don't want to get a very healthy Cleveland Cavalier team with LeBron in the first round, because LeBron has lost how many times in the first round?
0 as far as I can remember.
Okay, yeah, it's just he doesn't really
not really a thing.
He doesn't get bounced in round one. So let's
doesn't do that thing.
see the Cavs tonight, and then let's hope for somebody like Boston or somebody that's not Cleveland in the first round.
The Cavs will do something sneaky and like sit everybody and like let you guys win to get you like this false hope.
I am surprised actually that LeBron is actually going to play down here, because
very surprised.
That weasel has sat pretty much every game that they've come down here the past couple of years. Maybe he's played 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah,
so I'm surprised he's actually going to show up.
He's ducked it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he is, trying to stay sharp. Maybe he wants to change where they're going to be playing in the playoffs. Maybe he just wants to be there for D Wade.
It's like, is this worth anything? Yeah, I guess I'll play.
This has a better storyline than the other times LeBron has sat. I think it would look worse if he didn't come back out and it wasn't he and D Wade clowning around on the court and feeling good about everything. Yeah. He'd take a bigger hit for that. So I think he's going to play tonight. In the numbers, who's going to win? The Heat looking at a 2-game losing streak. Lost to the Pacers last. The Heat don't do well on the road, but they do well at home. 5-5 in the last 10 games, but a 22-13 mark at home. Cleveland is on a 5-game win streak, so they're going in the opposite direction. They're 7-3 over their last 10, but they're only 19-18 in away games this season. So Heat really good at home. The Cavs not great on the road. The last time they met, it was a 2-point game. The Cavs won 91-89 in Cleveland.
Was Whiteside in that game, though?
That's a good question.
Yeah, so it might change. But you never know. Without Whiteside, they've been playing this faster-paced offense.
Right.
This has been kind of working out for him. This may be something that could be beneficial for him.
I don't know, guys. I smell a 7-game series coming up here. I don't know about you. I'm thinking.
I think you're just smelling that crap that's coming off of that crappy beard of yours.
I feel naked today. I don't have my hat. I don't have my phone.
Whiteside playing tonight?
I don't think he is.
And I think that's probably better for the Heat, right? I mean, do you want to break him in against the Cavs and kind of get him back and then try to – because it's not only Whiteside getting his legs back, it's the offense learning
He's listed as out tonight.
Is he back?
He's listed as out.
Oh, he's out. Okay.
Ninth game straight.
Kind of happy, though, right?
I'm telling you, that
not,
fast-paced offense might be worthwhile.
Well, yeah, but I don't – this isn't the one. I mean, because you got to right the ship on a 2-game losing streak.
Yes. And to be able to do it against LeBron and the Cavs would be sweet.
Whiteside getting his legs back. The offense trying to get its tempo right with Whiteside back in the lineup. I mean, you don't want to test it against the Cavs.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Well, that was the other thing I was going to say is I'm all about the Heat versus Cavs in the first round, right? You guys are saying I'm crazy. You want to go against...
I think you are crazy, yeah.
For many reasons. You want to go against Boston without Kyrie.
Say the least.
So should we root for the Heat tonight? Do we want the Heat to win this game tonight? Because there's only 8 games left.
I never root for the Heat, so I have no clue.
I think you do want to win tonight. I think tonight would be good because you've got a 2-game losing streak. You go on a 3-game losing streak, and you're supposed to win at home. And I think right now, I mean, there's a couple things. One, physical health, mental health. That's 2 things we talked about. And I think you're a little bit concerned about where your psyche is. And there's more riding in a Cavs game with LeBron than there are some other opponents.
True.
You can tank one of the other ones. Tonight, you'll want to win.
Good. Okay. I totally agree. And also, there's still an 8.
How do you totally agree when you were the one that asked the question?
Because it was a trick
all
question.
timid and everything. He's like, I don't know. Should I do it? Oh, Kevin wants to do it? Yeah. No, Kevin. I'm going to do it. Kevin does.
It was a trick question. I knew you wouldn't care.
That's my boy over there. Handpicked. I handpicked Diener.
Yeah,
right.
He's trying to be your boy. Is
like
what
I need a yes man.
Kevin.
I got Diener.
Great point,
almighty.
Kevin.
Thank you.
Agree again.
Thank you. That's going to be a fun one tonight, either way.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they need to win because if we want them to play Boston, they still need to win and get to 7. They're still an 8 right now.
Yeah.
So they still need to win to at least get to 7 to play Boston.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for them to fall out of that 8 spot. But I mean, like, what they 5 games
They're
ahead of
5
the Pistons?
games. Yeah, it's almost mathematically impossible at this point.
Yeah, so it kind of works out for them. But I mean, to move up would be cool, I guess. I mean, either way, you're going to get whomped in the playoffs, so it doesn't make a difference.
Now.
But hey, getting there, that matters, right?
You want a good show for absolutely. All right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Another one that's big. Panthers, still trying to figure out, man. We were in here trying to do the math on, okay, what does this mean? How does that mean? What's
So if
going
you
on?
Carry
Yeah.
the 2 and
Right.
use the algorithm.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's really confusing the way the point system works, but they are now, with a 2-0 shutout over the Islanders, they are now 1 point behind the Devils, 1 game in hand with 86 points. So yeah, the next win will essentially put them over, and then if the Devils win, then over again. So it's really, we're rooting for the Devils to lose.
Okay. I saw Columbus finally lost.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
good.
about
Finally.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, so they finally lost. So who knows what that's going to mean ultimately for the Panthers.
Yeah, it's
but-
going to be really interesting, but they've been playing very, very well, and it's time for somebody to just really step it up and get in that spot. But it's not looking very good for the Devils to lose because they have a very weak schedule going on.
Oh, come on.
It sucks.
Come on.
I
What are
didn't
we
even
doing?
realize they're playing the Hurricanes.
Why is hockey so difficult to track when it comes to these games? Why can't it just be this team loses, that team wins, and now you jump them in the standings? I don't get this.
It's because they have the way they do the overtime, and then the fact that they don't do ties anymore. They got rid of the ties, which is great because ties are un-American.
The Marlins are going to be opening up on Thursday. They got the Cubs going to be in town.
That's a cool opening series, right? For the Cubs to come in here. That's pretty unusual for an opening series.
Yeah, you'll get people to go.
Yeah, that'd be
Cubs
great.
fans.
Yeah.
I mean, they just won the World Series a couple of years ago. It's a good matchup.
I mean, it's not, but like I said, they're going to get people to go because I mean,
they're all gonna
Marlins
be-
fans
it's-
are going to friggin' go.
Yeah.
It's
They're
80-20.
going to go for the paella. I don't understand.
It's another series of sadness for Starlin Castro, though.
Yeah, is it-
gonna be-
Oh, that's right.
You remember Starlin Castro? This is one of the saddest things, man, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's the one all-star that the Marlins actually have, but he's that guy that gets on a team. He started with the Cubs. Cubs are young. They build up. They get to the point where they can actually win a World Series. He gets bounced, traded over to the Yankees, has to deal with some youth actually for once with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Builds them up, and now you got to probably say the Yankees are going to be your World Series favorite this year.
Probably, yeah.
Now he's on a very young Marlins team, and he's got to be that guy again.
So sad. I feel bad for him, like legitimately bad for him.
Yeah, they say that he's been awesome, you know, in the locker room. He's been supportive. He's put on a good face.
Oh,
boy.
Yeah. But you know it would be tough. Opening day, you got Jason Derulo going to be doing the anthem. DJ Khaled is going to be there playing that
God,
really
help us.
awful anthem that they now have.
We the best.
We the best music.
Less wins.
That's
That lineup almost makes me not want to go to opening day.
At least it's
Yeah.
not Pitbull. I can't stand Pitbull.
Fair
either.
enough.
Hey, what segment are we on? We got one more here for him?
One more, right?
Okay, good. I can never keep track of where the hell we are. You know, one other thing that is not going to be around this year for the Marlins?
What's that?
Marlins, man.
Oh,
Dude's gone.
Who cares? That guy's annoying.
Okay, well, we'll discuss. Yeah, who do you favor on this? Because he got in a little bit of a feud with the Marlins himself. We'll let you know what happened, the drama for that coming up next.
It's Derek Jeter's favorite sports show, just like Derek Jeter is Florida's favorite owner. Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Can I say something real quick?
What you got?
I'd rather
You know,
you not.
Every time that Diener's here, he
What?
always has like really good music playing. The couple days he wasn't here, he set me up with like the worst. He gave me like "Sunshine of Your Love" from Cream. Like he's always bringing like the most rockin' stuff, and then I got like Boys to Men one day. Like I don't know what the hell's going on. He's sabotaging me when you're not here.
You know what? It's your fault for picking it.
what it
I
is.
set the
Pick it,
trap.
It was there.
Didn't have any choice.
I set the trap. You stepped in it.
Yeah.
It's on you.
You got people that love him. You got people that hate him. Another fixture, apparently, that you're not going to see with the Marlins this year, but everybody else that's gone is Marlins man. Lawrence Levy is apparently not going to be doing his season tickets again this year, and it was all because of a deal that fell through with the Marlins himself.
Really?
Yeah. Are you guys a fan of this guy? He's obviously, if you haven't seen Marlins man, he's the one that wears that bright orange Marlins pullover, and he has it everywhere. I mean, it's not even just Marlins games. He's all over the place. I went to the Canes-Knowles game in Tallahassee this year, and he was there.
Oh, he was extreme. Remember what was it when the Cubs won the World Series?
With
or
the
when-
Cubs, yeah. He goes to all the big events. He sits right behind the camera.
Is he paying out of pocket? Is this coming from his law firm? Because I've always wondered, okay, how is he getting these tickets? How much is it costing? How much is he laying out? How big money is this law firm that he works with? I mean, is he really like the dude? I think he's a single guy, right? I don't think he's married or
I'm
has
pretty
kids
sure
or
he's
anything.
a single guy. I remember a while ago somebody calling into a local radio station saying that they they had worked for this man.
Yeah.
And that he was just a complete ass.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't really know. I've never met the guy before, but he's pretty obnoxious what he does.
Yeah, well, I know last year, remember he had an issue with the Marlins because he brought those strippers to the game? No, that chick's like a boob was just complete. I think it was like, it was either all the way out or, I mean, it left nothing to the imagination. The Marlins was like, what is that? What is going on? And he was the one that, was there, so.
I just
Good
love
old
how he
Marlins
has a Wikipedia page and everything.
Oh, yeah, no, he's huge.
Yeah, he's
A
I mean,
legit human being.
he's a fixture. I don't know if anybody's going to miss him, but he's been a full-on season ticket holder since '93, since the Marlins have been around. But, I mean, he's only been wearing the Marlins pullover and only been doing that racket for, 4 years probably?
Yeah, it hasn't been that long.
4 or 5 years, and then that's when you started noticing, because I remember it was just like some game, be like, who is this guy? And I think it was when he actually popped up and it wasn't a Marlins game. Somebody's like, who is the guy wearing the Marlins thing? And it was
Right behind home plate.
yeah, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but apparently the drama that's going on here, and it's been kicking around a little bit. It's all started when he popped up at a town hall meeting and he asked Derek Jeter why the Marlins fans should expect to pay big league prices for a team that promises not to deliver a big league performance.
It's a legitimate question.
It was. Well, he's an attorney. And, Jeter was like not having it. Jeter didn't really feel it. And so now he submitted for 3 years, tried to get not only 2, but 4 season tickets. And keep in mind, not only did he get a little mouthy with Jeter, but he brought the strippers to the game. I don't think they were thrilled about that. So he's already like, Jeter would Jeter's cut everything. Jeter's like, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's anybody like Jeter's like, Marlins, man, why do I got to keep this tool around?
The only thing he hasn't gotten rid of the Cuban sandwiches, really.
Yeah, he's ready to broom everything.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, so apparently Marlins man sent a check for $200,000 to the Marlins for a 3-year deal for 4 season tickets, same seats he's had for 2018, 19, and 20. And instead, the Marlins came back and said, nah, we're good. Now, I think part of the deal, too, you may say, wow, that seems like a lot of money, $200,000. But when I was reading this story, somebody in the comments section said, look, what he was offering was about $205 per seat per game instead of the $250 he was previously paying. So it sounds like Levy was trying to cut a little bit of a deal. Marlins man was looking for the cheap on this. Mm-hmm. He was doubling his seats from 2 to 4, and that's why he's like going, hey, I'm getting more. But apparently if you look on what is up for sale, no other seats in that area are like up for sale. So they're sitting there saying, no, we got it covered. We got other people that's already going to pay that money. So from one of the comments, somebody did a little bit of math here, and they said each ticket's face is $26,625. So for 4 tickets over 3 years, $319,500 is what the check should have been for if he's looking for equal face. He writes $200,000 and makes a little bit of a stink of it because they won't take his check. And but, I mean, you're looking to pay how much less than what the face value would have been. So Marlins is like going, no thanks, we're good.
Yeah, we actually have somebody that will actually pay that.
Right.
So he's trying to take him down $120,000, and because they don't say yes, he goes out and cries on social media and takes a picture of his check and shows everybody, hey, look, they're not taking this. Bad Marlins, bad Jeter.
Yeah. Get that bank account number?
Well, I think he's trying to cause stink because of what the Marlins did, shaving the payroll and saying, look, they won't even take good money. I'm a fan that actually wants to pay and support you through this drought, and you won't even take my money. He went on, Marlins man did say, I wish the Marlins much success. I look forward to becoming a Diamond Club member again when they have a winning product, if that happens in my lifetime.
Oh my goodness.
Lord, shade thrown from the Marlin man.
One more little jab in there by Marlins man. You know, this guy reminds me of, and you know what, Ricky, you probably attest to this because we were both in the restaurant business back in the day. Yeah. He reminds me of that guy who would come in and just complain about everything he could for no reason, and then go on later and complain about it to everybody else when really nothing was done that was wrong.
Those are the
He's
people,
that guy.
Those are the people that come to your restaurant that's been open for 10 years and say, I've been coming here for 20 years.
Yes.
You're like, we haven't even been open for 20 years, sir. That's a very common day.
Yes.
Coming up on Thursday, just to let you know, we're going to be on starting at 2 p.m., going to 3:20 for the Yankees opener on Thursday. And if you're trying to guess what their lineup's going to be, don't pencil in Greg Bird. He's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. He's got an ankle surgery.
Oof.
So he is not going to be in the starting lineup. But if you want to take a stab at it, try to pick the Yankees opening day lineup coming up on Thursday. You need to enter at 640thehurricane.com right now. If you pick it right, you get a $100 gift card to the Yard House and tickets to Universal Orlando Mardi Gras. So check that out. Then check us out live this Thursday, 2 p.m. on YouTube, Kevin's Other Show, and you can find the podcast as well. Kevin's Other Show. Check it, download it, listen, baby.
You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Wellington Anti-Aging. Low T? Go to WellingtonAntiAging.com. And by Bremen Motor Cars in West Palm Beach. A world-class experience. Shop BremenPorsche.com now. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.